What's up, everybody? It's Keisha from Put Your Phone Down Podcast. I got a returning guest, and I'm so excited to have him back. He got a new single out, and I just told him before we even started recording, I'm like, this single do something for me. I mean, it's slow, it's sultry, but anybody that grew up listening to R&B, like if you are R&B head, in my opinion, this song takes you back. It makes you remember like where you was in your eighth grade dance or something. It kind of puts me in the mind of when music just had that vibe to it and you can just ride through. So without further ado, I don't think I have to introduce him, but I'm just gonna do it anyway because I'm a name drop.
I
But I got
appreciate it.
Mr. Dre Scott back to Put Your Phone Down podcast. What's up, Dre?
What's up? Thank you for always supporting me from even before. So anytime you need me, I'm here.
Dre, listen, when I say I love music, it's really no doubt in my mind. So when I have an ear for it, I'm gonna support it all the way down. Like it's like I'm just gonna throw it out there and I'm gonna make people love it. Like, no, listen to this again. Did you hear what he said and this and that? So
Uh,
I want to get straight into this single because I know I've been seeing it being plastered and posted around everywhere. Okay, but again, like I said, the way the song does for me, I want to know what it did for you because this song is called Anticipation, which
yes.
means we waiting on something. Okay, so what's the inspiration behind this single?
So I'm heavy on I like I like the melody or the vibe of the song to fit the lyrics. You know what I mean? Or the lyrics to fit the feel. Everything got to be cohesive. So this is a basically a foreplay song. It's a song about that and not even like completely like sexual, but just more of like when you have that vibe with somebody and you know something's gonna happen and that you kind of sit in that anticipation, you sit in that build up. If you don't gotta touch me. All you gotta do is look at me and I know I'm already turned up. I'm already turned on, up, around, up, down, side, diagonally. You
Okay.
know it. So that's basically what this song was about. Uh it's produced by Ness. I wrote the whole song. We wrote this in like under an hour. Um yeah, and I was just like, nah, this feels sexy. And I don't necessarily feel like I'm not the most I'm not the most sexiest person, I would say. But so I always wanted to write like you know, like a mood song, but I wanted it to be tasteful in the sense, because you know you're gonna find me taking off my shirt on stage. I'm not that type of person. I like to eat, so ain't nothing really to show here. So yeah, that was basically the start of that. I said, all right, cool. Let me put my mind space into a moment where I was like, wow, this is gonna happen. And even if something doesn't, even if we don't go all the way, this feeling right here was more than enough for me to handle my own shit.
Yeah, mission accomplished with this song. Like to me, um, it's a build up. You know,
Yeah.
it's a build up. So when we talked about the first one, you had songs like Sway. It's pretty
Hmm.
much the way I look at it like a story. So the first one is like, okay, I'm checking you out. And then of course we got feelings. So okay, hey, look, you got me in your feelings. Now it's like, look, quit playing, skip the foreplay, or
Yeah.
start the foreplay, because that
Exactly.
definitely is a song that you can hear in the background. And if anybody playing it, you already know in the back of your mind without saying it, oh, what we waiting for? What we doing? We both grown. We
Yeah.
both are grown.
Exactly.
So, and I
Exactly.
also like the fact that it's clean too. It's not vulgar. Now when I listen to music, I am at that particular age. I hate it. Like I'm hearing songs, I'm like, turn that down. Did they just say,
Yeah,
knowing that I talk like that, okay? But I miss music that's subliminal.
same.
I I'm talking to my friends a lot about music, and I'm like, man, you listen to music that we grew up on. They was nasty as hell. Nasty.
Yes, in context though,
Yes.
it wasn't straight up like that. How it is
No.
now.
Like
Yeah,
you could hear it over a beat and be a kid and sing to it. But when you got older, you're like, I can't believe my mom was playing that around me. But now what I feel like you've done with this song is you brought that back. Like,
thank you.
no, no, thank you. Because it's like this is something that not only if let's say you don't want to get in the mood, you can still play that in the background while you cleaning, you
Mm,
cooking, and it still puts you can light your candles and do all that. So I'm thanking you for that. So with anticipation, I know we talked about the video dropping on Monday, October
yeah.
7th. I mean, y'all got on burgundy, everybody looking good and fly. You look
Oh,
like you
thank
still
you.
got the awesome background singers, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's my
them
girls.
them babies can go. I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw you on YouTube and it was like straight up a cappella. And I'm like, oh, y'all sound like angels, man. Like, I mean, it's just a family. So can we talk about these beautiful background singers? How long
Oh,
have they been rocking with you?
please. I want to say for the past almost 2 years, I would say we're going on 2 years now. Um, I live in New York, so I had a base in Hawaii as far as like musicians and folks that I was used to, and I've been in New York for the past 6 years now. Um, so it took a long time to kind of find folks that made sense for me as far as like that's gonna help kind of just bring out my sound. More than anything, there's got to be good people. I always have this conversation with people. I was like, I could care less how talented you are. I want you to have a like. I want you to be a good time. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to be down with it. Outside of that, because it really affects me as a singer. Because you could be a great musician, great vocalist, and your attitude is stank. And now it's affecting me
Mm-hmm.
as a singer because now I'm either irritated with you or just like worried about what you're gonna say or complain about or whatever it may be. So these beautiful women, I'm so grateful that God put them in my life. Um, because they all have their own careers. Miranda, the girl with the blonde, she's has a few albums out and they're amazing. And she's a singer. We've been singing together for years. She's also singing background for the Killers at the moment um, on their tour. Inez, she's stunning. She's actually a musical theater girl who does any type of music, who runs a lot of jam sessions out here in New York and doing her thing. She's in and out of Europe doing her own stuff. And Leah Rich, who is phenomenal, one of the most craziest singers I've ever heard in my life. She's finally starting to get some recognition, at least on the social medias, because that woman's gift is undeniable, and it's I can't really express it in words. You got to like hear it. So if y'all do, please look up all three of them women. But Leia Rich now she's putting out new music and she's doing her thing. So I'm happy I get them for this season in my life in this chapter because I feel like they're gonna be popping off soon. So I'm gonna try to utilize them as long as I can before they pop off because they're all individual artists and I want them to thrive on their own too.
Shout
So,
out to
but
the
yeah,
background singers. So are they a group or do you think are you saying that they go branch out and do something solo? Because that they look like they could actually be a singing group. They sound just that good together.
I mean, they're just. I feel like I love voice. They're not a group. They're all individual folks, and I think that's the one thing that after like playing with them a few times and getting to sing with them and like doing band stuff or jam band things and open mic stuff with them, and you figure out folks that are great singers and people that know how to sing with others. They are both. Because if you come to any one of my shows, anybody knows when I got talent on the stage, everybody gets featured. It's not just me. You're not going to just hear me. You know, they may be holding down harmonies, but they're gonna take a verse of a song. They're gonna take a full song or something. I feel like there's too much talent not to be shared. You already know what I could do. That's why y'all came, and I really want to showcase everybody on stage, musicians included. Um, but yeah, no, it's just nice to have found friendship number one in them women, and then be able to share an even broader experience. I wouldn't say even more, a divine experience with them through music. So yeah,
You can actually tell it's a vibe though. Like it's it's deeper than music. If you watch your videos, it's almost like everybody is in sync and
yeah,
everybody kind of give each other that eye contact to pump each other up. Like again, I remember when I watched Feelings, I I looked at everybody's expression, and some of
yeah,
them began to smile as you started singing, and I'm like, you can't. It's just like you said, you can't get that everywhere. You actually have to build something. You have to have that something in common. It has to be bigger than you know.
yes,
And so I really and truly this time wanted to give these ladies their flowers. Hey, ladies, if y'all want to
period.
come on, I'm here. But in seeing the anticipation, and like I said, all of y'all in burgundy and singing and stuff, this the same vibe as feelings, but it's turned up a
Mhm.
notch. It's
Oh,
more
thank you.
again sultry. So when we talking about music, and you talked about these young ladies, and I just have to say, the background singers, they are some powerhouses. I
Yeah.
mean, we have background singers that are now singers now have their own stage. But what is it? Lisa Fisher? She started out
Hmm.
with Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
That
Luther Vandross
girl,
started out as Luther started out as a backing vocalist. So did Mariah Carey.
absolutely. So it's like, so the background singers are powerhouses, but what does it take to get into the music industry and to keep yourself inspired? When you are on that stage, you've had a rough day, or you just heard some news, or you got to spread yourself out. You one person, but you a lot to many people. What does it
Yeah.
take to keep that? I just froze up. Look at but
Yeah.
what
Hmm.
I look like I'm saying, huh? This always happen, but I'm gonna keep it going. But what
Period.
what does it take, Dre? So this is a two-parter. For anybody
Gotcha.
that's interested in the music industry, what would they have to look forward to? And then as for yourself, what is it that you do to keep yourself going when it looks like, certain things are not gonna happen for you?
I think the answer to both of those kind of go hand in hand. What a person to look forward to in the music industry is, I think, at the foundation of it, more than anything, outside of the money, outside of the recognition, outside of whatever, you're doing what you love to do. And I think that needs to be number one before anything. Is you recognize like, hey, it may not be the top right now, it may be at the kind of bottom, I'm kind of getting by, but I'm doing what I love to do. It's not work. There's work behind it, but I love what I'm doing. I'm not showing up making money somewhere, hating my life and my job. Um, and I think that's what kind of gets me through some of those, because there's gigs I don't like doing. There are shows that I'm just over to the day to this day that I do. Just side hustle gigs I just don't love. But at the end of the day, I look and I'm like, cool. I'm making money being a musician. I'm a musician full time. I can't be too mad. Um, and it helps that I'm surrounded by other musicians. I keep myself surrounded by other musicians and singers um, that know that same I wouldn't say struggle, but know that same life. So we could look at each other and be like, yeah, today's that day, but tomorrow's gonna be even better.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if today is that day, yesterday was great, and that makes today worth it.
And that's the attitude I feel like, and it's not a dig at anybody, but I think that that's the attitude um, a lot of people may lose once they get their traction up, once they
Yeah,
get to where they need to be. I think they kind of lose that portion, that drive. It starts turning into complaint. you know,
yeah.
um, I had a group on here, the Chandela, shout out to them, and they were talking about the
Oh,
bus
love
tours.
Shandelas. Love
Oh my, let me
Shandelas.
tell you, I got to put a pin in what I was about to say. Let me tell you, them girls, I want so much for them. I want
Same.
so much for them. And Dre, the experience was just damn near close to yours. I'll tell you a real quick story. Um, I told them this. So, I don't watch much TV, right? So I
Hmm.
keep it on YouTube. It seems like that's where I find my talent at. Like, I feel like a
Yeah,
talent scout. And because I'm listening to music all the time, I would always see their video pop up. And I was like, well, let me take a listen.
hmm.
And when I tell you it was just one note, I was like, oh, hell no, who is this?
Yep.
So did my research. And just like you, I'm hopping on that email like, hey, I'm Keisha, what's up? And when they responded, I was like, oh, this is real, right? But when we got to talking about how they met, how they formed, how they got their names, it was also the flip side to it. The flip side is touring and having to be on buses and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And the one thing that they said they had to, remember is, well, we asked for this, So I
Yep.
think that sometimes when you get to a certain point in your life, you kind of forget that the ask requires something out of you, even things you just don't want to damn do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, wishes come true, not free.
Oh,
You know, that's
say
it.
that again, Dre.
Wishes come true, not free.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the truth. I mean, you
So
got to work hard for it.
you got to work for it, and you got to, especially in our industry, you got to keep working for it. It's not like a degree you get and then get that job and here's your rubric and it's gonna be valleys. I mean, I've been doing this 15 years now, and I go up and I go down, and like I said, I just think that my intention is just to be happy and to do music full time at any capacity. As long as I ain't missing no meals and I'm paying my bills, I'm good.
And you listen, I got to tell you, you really doing it. Like, um, I usually save the giving flowers towards the end, or I'll do it at the beginning, and I bust out crying or whatever. But
Yeah.
you really are a whole inspiration, whether you realize it or not. You know, um, when I discovered you, I was kind of late on the train. By then I had kind of slowed up on watching American Idol for my own
Hmm.
personal reasons. I would start getting mad because I knew who I wanted to win. And I'd be like, now, wait a minute, that don't make no sense. The
Yeah,
fact that when you told your story, how you said, you know what, I want to do it my way, it
yeah,
really and truly set the tone to let me know I'm talking to a man with integrity. Even as a young child, when you were on American Idol, you pretty much you was like, fuck it, I'ma sing the songs that I want to sing, whether
yeah,
y'all think it's good or not. So
yeah,
now, as an adult, and you still doing what you love, a lot of people kind of fall off because they attach it to something. They get distracted with the analytics and who's buying and who's ahead of them, whoever they think is ahead of them.
yeah,
But Dre, what I love the most is I can still feel your great spirit just through this screen, and I can actually see why people still stick with you. Those young
Thank
ladies
you.
that we mentioned, they don't have to be there. They don't.
No, no,
You know how
no,
many
they
singers
don't.
we see in their background singers change up. You be like, wait, you know.
Yeah,
So it's something that you give them too. Whether it's your great energy or your good vibes, it's something that you're offering them too. So I just want to take time to say, thank you for giving us you and your gift. You could be that guy that can sing really well, but just say, hey, fuck it, let me go work at Target, but
yeah.
you are absolutely living in your truth and your dream. And I just thought I'd tell you that, like, I mean, you the shit, Dre.
Thank you, and I receive it. Thank you.
Yes, you better.
I received that. I
So
received
we,
it.
we got some touring coming on. So along with the video dropping,
Yeah,
which I need people to absolutely check out. We got some touring. I see that you will be at the Apollo.
yeah, I will. Next week. Next week, Saturday. It's sold out in a day.
Oh my God.
It's sold out in a
Dre,
day.
is this your first time being at the Apollo?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. So walk me through how that happened. Was Apollo on one of your like vision boards or something?
I've always loved the Apollo. I grew up in the Bay, so there's a few venues, Fox Theater, Paramount Theater in Oakland, and then Yoshi's in Oakland. Those are like my big ones where I was like, from as a kid, I'm like, I want to sing here. I've sold out Yoshi's about 5 times. So that's a big one because I grew up singing, like seeing all the people that I love there, like Eric Benet, Anthony Hamilton, like all them folks came there. All the people I listened to came there. So I got to do that venue. The Apollo one was always something that I dreamed of, but it was out of reach. But also, just to clarify, just with the Apollo, because I haven't done this is not the main stage. The Apollo branched, and they built another stage next door. Um, so it's like a auditorium, and I'm the first ever artist to sing there. It's still a big thing, but you got to do this one first to get to the main theater. So for me, it's still a huge moment in my life to see my name on that marquee because of all the talents, all the basically all the legends and the foundations of the music that I know and grew up on and love now to this day came from there. So to
Mm-hmm.
see my name in that legacy and to be a part of this new extension of the Apollo, um, it's a really big deal for me and for folks to show up the way they do. um, New York has my heart for that. New York always shows up. New York and Chicago really showed up for me. But yes, New York, eh, being at the Apollo it's a big deal for me. I've always
So
wanted that.
so what you telling me is you just made history. You are the first artist to open up in that particular Apollo.
Yes.
Dre, if my damn thing wasn't freezing, I tried I tried to unfreeze it and I still look like this. And I didn't want you to be like, wait, why she making that face while she telling me she making history? You making history. But Dre, that's awesome news, especially when you see yourself there as a child. Manifestation is very real. I think that I've seen so many things happen um, in my life that I just said. I wasn't even putting no pressure behind it. Like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And when it happened, I'm like, yo. So
But
this
yeah,
is big.
manifestation works on both ways too, though. Even in the negative, and I'm still working on that. Even like a simple thing of you just giving me my flowers. I'm trying. I've been way better with it of just simply saying I received that and thank you because I'm so quick to downplay my greatness. And just like manifestation in the things you want, the things that you speak negative on will flourish because you start believing it. You keep saying that shit. Um, so yeah, trying. Manifestation is very, very heavy and very real. Again, like you said. Anyway, just want to add that on too.
No, you know what, Dre? I'm one of those deep talkers, so I feel like I kind of want to go there a smidgen because it has to be more than you and I who
Mm,
feel like that, you know. And so when people see you and your videos and you on stage and stuff, they probably don't even think that you feel that way. So I don't mind diving into that as far as like, receiving your flowers and still somewhat beating yourself up or being like, oh, well, it could have been better. It's like,
yeah.
so have you always been like that? Or was that just something that just kind of developed as you started um, traveling and sharing your gift around with the world?
No, I feel like I've always been like that. Um, there's always been that voice kind of just telling me it's not enough. Not that I ain't good. I will say I'm great. That's probably one thing I've been consistent with as even younger. I could sing. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I could be ugly. That's subjective. I could not be bright. I'm not the smartest. Absolutely subjective. You may not like the style of singing that I like, but ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't sing. I can sing, and
Yes,
no
you
one's taking
can.
that from me. No one's taking that from me. Now, with like social media and stuff right at our fingertips, there's a lot of times where I get in that bad habit of comparing other people's journeys and other people's paths to mine. When that wasn't even meant for me, but it's hard not to do it sometimes. Um, uh, so I get in my head about that. I'm like, cool, well, this person is thriving. Meanwhile, I don't know what this person did. I don't know their path and their struggles. But I'm sitting there like, well, they got it. I should be there. Not that they're not deserving of it, but I want that. I want that for me
Mm-hmm.
too. Um, so yeah, I get in my head sometimes in that negative comparison spirit, which I feel like a lot of folks have, but I'm getting better at just kind of sitting back and be like, beautiful. That's what that is, and we're gonna keep it moving because I'm happy for them, especially the ones that are talented and deserve it. Um, and even the ones that aren't necessarily like my cup of tea. When you work for something, you're deserving of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, why am I, instead of just being down on myself that I'm not where I need to be, I should just keep moving and keep working on where I need to be. And more than anything, take a seat back and realize, cool, right now I'm still singing. At the end of the day, I'm singing and I'm doing what
Yeah.
I'm doing. I'm already winning, and it's always great to want more for yourself, but take the time out of the day to realize that I'm doing what I'm doing already. I'm doing it.
I love
So yeah.
I love that you were so transparent about that because I get exactly what you're saying. As a person who loves music, now say that over and over again.
Mm,
Um, Most times, if I'm listening on the radio, I'm turning that shit down because I'm like, who is singing and why? You know,
mm,
um, versus when I create my own playlist, I have people like Dre Scott, and that's my ride home. That's what brings pleasure to my ears. And so you're right. I'm thinking, how the fuck did they get here? Like who do
mm,
they know? They got this person on here with all this auto tune, and they not saying nothing. But then you have these singers that can sing themselves out of whatever, and you got to go searching for them. You know,
mm,
but that's kind of why um, I'm still somewhat of a music head now. I feel like I have to dig for some good music. I feel like once I find it, then I can give other people hope. Like, hey, look, here's
mm.
some Dre Scott, and
Right.
people like, oh, and then those people find it's almost like we have our own little community because a lot of people who grew up listening to some really good music with the beat and everything, like you said, anticipation, it has that build up to it.
Yeah.
Now you got your own group who, like you said, Chicago go stand up because Chicago loves some good music. New York, come on, are you kidding? Good
Yes.
music is coming from those places. So I think the way I see it is you saving us from giving up on music.
The way I see it is y'all saving me.
Oh, hello.
Cause that, I mean, the numbers is not validating. That's not validating me as a musician. But y'all showing up, y'all singing my music,
Mm,
y'all telling me your stories that hey, this song helped me through this. I got people be like, hey, this song helped me through my divorce.
yes,
This one saved my marriage. This one got me through my father's passing. That to me, that saves me. That's validating, and I'm living in my purpose. The older I get, the less I let go of my dreams and start trying to walk into a purpose. Your purpose starts as a dream. Cool, I want to sing, but what's bigger than just me singing? Because I could do that. And like you said, I could work at Target and sing. What is bigger than me just singing? If I'm changing somebody's life, and even if it's for a single moment, I'm impacting it in a positive way. I'm walking in my purpose. So y'all are saving me by keeping me doing what I feel like I was meant to do.
man, Dre, and that's the truth. It's like everything you said is the truth, and I just kind of wanted to stay there as far as what it feels like for you. The fans don't even know that they possibly coming to give you that boost. You know,
Mm.
they just
Yes.
coming because they like, oh, he gonna be in town, I'll go. But when you
Mm.
grace that stage, we don't realize that singing to your lyric is making you feel like on top of the world. So can you tell me maybe about your first or your experience that might stick out where you singing and you seen somebody singing to your music or you heard it on the radio? Like, what are those experiences like?
Like again, it's just I don't know. It's like a hug and a sigh of like release. It's like a weight. If that you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like, cool. These are all my stories. I don't really have writers that just like here's a song, go ahead and sing it, which I'm not opposed to. No shade to that. Because if it makes sense for me, and if the song is great, I'm all down for that. But 99% of my songs I wrote completely. So these are my stories. Number one, it's already a vulnerable spot, just to kind of share what I'm feeling inside. And number two, to see that someone else can relate to it or has been in that same path or has been moved enough to take the time to listen to it enough to learn my composition, to appreciate my art. It's like an embrace, like an
Yeah,
emotional, like mental embrace. Like yo, I don't know. It's like cool, y'all really you respect me enough to learn the most important thing in my life for me. Outside of my family and that, the thing that fuels me. You respect me enough to show me that you love all of me for me, because a lot of stuff I talk about, I use music to kind of get through things I don't really like talking about, or I necessarily can't express on a daily. Um, Granted, some of these other ones are outside of the happy stuff. So, but yeah, there was one time I wrote the song called "Love's the Excuse." I remember singing it. It was where was I? I was in New York. I was in New York. This was for 6 years ago. Woman literally speaking, like mouthing the words as I was singing, and then I looked towards the end. Sis was just in tears. Um, And then after the fact, she came up to me because I wrote this about my parents' divorce. She said, "This song helped me end a really bad situation with me and my husband. We were in court for months. This song came up. I sent it to him, and we settled it that day. We dropped all the cases, and we just let it all go and kind of just released ourselves." I said, "Yo, that is so." To me, again, to me, I write initially for me, and when I put it out, I hope somebody can receive it in any way that they can, but in a positive way. So for me, that right there, I was like, cool, that's my Grammy. That's my Grammy to me. That's my award as a human being. I'm doing my work in this world. Um, it's a sense of relief and fulfillment of purpose.
So Dre, what song is it that not yours that you can belt out that brings you some type of comfort? Is it a particular song that you sing that can bring you pleasure? Since music is your healing method,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's always one or two songs that I have to go to and I resonate with it and it just takes me there. Um Back in the day, I would play a song by Fantasia called "This Is Me,"
Mm-hmm.
and then I would play Faith Evans again. If I had to do it all again, that I
Yes.
would I would have those two on replay. Those are the only two songs that I played because that's exactly felt like what I was going through at that time. Is
Yes.
it a soundtrack to Dre Scott life that you listen to or that you just sing to kind of bring you down to back to your normal state?
It changes because it always changes because I change as a person every year. But one that always where I'm just like if I'm feeling some type of way and I need like a good little cry, or if I'm upset more than anything, because I'll cry. I'm not afraid or ashamed of my feelings. When I feel something, I'm gonna let it happen. But when I'm upset, I get irritated. And there's times where I don't like to show that nor feel it. But I just kind of have to let it happen. But Twinkie Clark, accept what God allows. Accept what God allows. Twinkie Clark. That one right there, always for the past 15 plus years, always grounds me or levels me or humbles in the sense, lets me know that it's okay. It's temporary and we're gonna keep it moving.
Right? That note right there. Listen. So, okay, what else can we look forward to? Again, I'm proud of you, but we about to switch gears a little bit when it comes to the music. We got any tour dates coming up that you want to let the people know about?
So I have a few couple things. So we got the Apollo, but that's getting done. Um, I'm coming to Tennessee, like outside of Nashville. Um, to Humble Baron. I am doing a lot of private stuff. I got a gig in Puerto Rico. I'm going to London on November 30th. I have a show. There's a few tickets left for that. Um, Next year we're planning on New York again. So it'll be New York, Atlanta, Chicago, LA. Oh, I'm doing LA this year in November. Can't think of the date. If you go to my any social media platform, it has all the dates posted up on there. But yeah, next year we're having like a proper tour. So I have the funds enough to bring my girls and stuff. We're gonna do it up for y'all.
Oh man, you gotta tell me about Chicago for real. We listen. I'm getting so close to meeting you in person. I feel it coming. Like I mean, You've been rocking with me. I've done audio when couldn't nobody see my face, and now I'm video and people still can't goddamn see my face. But I'm getting so close to meeting you and seeing you on stage and singing to the lyrics and everything. I'm excited about this, Dre.
Thank you.
So we talked about basically music being healing and all of that. Um, and we have people coming into this industry. I'm just going back a little bit, who might think when they see you, it's easy. Okay, look, I can become an overnight success. I just sing a few songs and boom. What does the music industry actually look like for Dre Scott? What have you experienced?
Well, the overnight success thing is definitely not the thing for me. I started in this industry before social media was like prevalent. Um, I've been gigging clubs and bars and like restaurants and stuff since I was 13. Um, I did Idol at 15 and 16. We did a full arena tour. It was like about 45 arenas, sold out at like 30 of them.
Mm,
Did all that, and after that came down nothing. Got dropped by the label because they didn't like me. Cool. Got signed by another label. Started writing some music. Loved it. They looked at me at that time. They're like, no, super light skin. You're low, skinny. I was 19 at the time. You're gonna do pop. Okay, did that. That was a flop. Got dropped by them. Decided to go to college and just keep doing gigs and whatever. Did all that. Started doing that. Let that go, and did started to do music full time. Recorded my own album in my own pace and my own voice. Did that. Then got signed again um, by Sierra. Um, did that, was with them for about 4 years, released a thing, took a long time, and then got dropped by them um, mutually in a very like, loving way. Um, but it's, again, I'm 15 plus years of pursuing this. It's not, it doesn't happen overnight. I've had a lot of recognition to coming off a national TV show into working at a cafe washing dishes for a year and a half, then to going back to doing like a little thing of gigs, and then back to scrubbing floors here in New York. Um, even now it's signed to Sierra and her label, now going back being independent again, and doing a thing, having a hit song, Feelings, and going viral with that, to now coming back to I have to do these random wedding gigs because I gotta make money. So it's not quick nor glamorous. It's work, and it's never guaranteed. But if you love what you do, it's worth it. But you gotta know what you're doing it for. If you're doing it for fame, then know what you need to do to get that fame. If you're like me, you're doing it because you like to sing. It's not even I love music. I love voice. I like to sing. I need to sing. There's just nothing else I could do. I need to sing. Um, so when there's times where it's not as glamorous as it was, you got to remind yourself that you're singing, and and when your time is coming, it's gonna come with the work put behind it. Uh, but yeah, I would just say for anybody that's pursuing it, figure out what your intention is, figure out what your reason is, and always look back to that when it's not going the way you thought, and make sure that's the case. And if it's not the case, maybe find something else.
that's some well, first off, congratulations on being independent. I mean, but I think what sticks out from what I understood is your work ethic. we have seen a lot of people in the music industry start off very strong.
Mm,
I mean, hopping on every feature, then they got their own thing going on and they covering magazines. And then they next single is like nobody is listening, you know,
mm,
and they haven't learned to humble themselves. Especially now with social media, you see one celebrity in particular, I don't want to name drop, but
yeah,
a rapper, they actually seen him doing ride share. And I guess people thought that was funny, but I'm like, look, people gotta eat shit. I mean, what do you expect when you go through those dry spells? Like you said, look, I had a single, and these are the things that happen. People will drop you 1 minute, you thinking you doing, you shining, you outshining them sometimes,
yeah,
and then here you go. So I love the fact that you gave us uh, it's a beautiful story. It's one of those stories that you can look at and say, well, he's still going. Your resume is 15, 16.
yeah,
Who's still doing that and still trying to find a way to keep what you love doing? So I want to congratulate you on going independent because a lot of people probably wouldn't have made it. So I just want to thank you for giving people that advice and letting them know, look, this comes with the hustle mentality. You
yeah,
That's what keeps you in the long run. Your hustle is not who you know, it's your hustle, that
yeah,
keeps you there. So
yeah.
Dre, what is it that you are thankful for?
Um, I would say my surroundings, the people in my life. That as cliche as it sounds, I got people that genuinely are here for Dre. Ones that will tell me what I don't want to hear. Those folks that I need to hear but don't want to hear, nor do I want to tell myself. The ones that be like, cool, that's cute, but you're better than this. Or congratulations on the win, it's not the end. Or you're out of pocket for this. Or cute, like that's nice that you are grateful for this, but don't settle because you're more than this. Because I'm quick to do that. Because sometimes it gets tiresome. And when I get that little win and that little taste of comfortability and I guess normalcy, you know, like um, like landing a background gig and just like, cool. They're like, love that, do that. But like also you have a story to share and don't let go of that because you could absolutely lift this person up, this artist up too. But we need Dre. So it's I'm grateful for those folks because I am a simpleton in the fact of my the necessities in life are more than enough for me. I don't need much. Um, but again, the difference from purpose and dreams. Um, my purpose is to be more for others. So I gotta work. I gotta work more. I want more for myself. And a lot of times I think I I shy away from wanting more because I'm scared of it. Not necessarily because I don't want it and I don't need it, but there's times I want it, but I won't admit it because I'm scared of the possible outcome of failure. Um, More so because I'm married, so I share my life with somebody. So it's not just me when I fall. Um, and I'm blessed to have somebody that believes in what I do and is willing to catch me and or to fall with me and be like, cool, we're gonna get back up together. So I'm grateful for the people in my life that keep me grounded, that keep me motivated, um, and remind me that it's all right to always be there for others, but also be there for yourself and want more for yourself.
Dre, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I swear it is. It's like I was gonna ask you too, though. I think we really do have very similar personalities. I said that in the first one.
Mm,
So when you talk about comfort and you talk about your dream, sometimes that ladder you have to swap. You have to swap. So let's say after we get off this podcast, life as you know it changes. You get all these big wigs that's calling you to sing at the Grammys and all of that. Now that's a whole different ranking.
Hmm.
Does that scare you off when you'll be in a room full of people and having to do different things that you even more don't want to do? Does that lifestyle scare you?
A little bit. It scared me because it's foreign-ish, ish. Because I've had a taste of the recognition and the fame with Idol. We had a really successful season. My season, we did really well. Because it was really new and it was exciting because they switched the judges and everything. Anyway, Idol was really big when I was on it. So I had that, and then I realized how quick it goes. Um, and it's not even the success part of it. It's the all right, cool. Well, now all this stuff, all this music I get to sing that was fulfilling me, I don't get to do it anymore. I don't, sometimes because some that next level it comes with legalities that you just can't really you can't ignore. Um, so some of that stuff
Yeah,
I'm scared of.
I
But
know when
yeah,
I was listening to Andre 3000 and he was just talking about like he didn't feel like it was that normal to be that popular. People pulling at you all the time. You don't have a moment to yourself and
yeah,
that's why he was like, look, fuck it, y'all can have that. Like I don't have
yeah.
no more rapping in me. I just
Mm.
kind of want to be a chill dude and play my flute. And so that's why I asked that because I as much as I might want to fill a certain space, we talked about this off camera. I'm so private. And so I'm like,
Same.
man, eventually I'm gonna have to swap the private life if I want my stage to be bigger. And that
Yeah,
makes me nervous because me personally, I see it happening, but it's like, okay, Keisha, you ready for people to get on your nerve? Like when people get on my nerve now, I leave. I can do that. I close, I can come and close the door, not have to answer the phone.
yeah,
When you reach a certain level of success, every phone call you have to be in attendance for. So
yeah. And you have to
uh
be on for, and you have to be on for it. You can't always have a bad day. I mean, and for certain people, even if your day is bad or you lost somebody, they don't care. You have to be on.
yes,
Yeah. So
I appreciate
that's
that
that's
advice because listen, some days I'm like, look, shit, y'all ain't gonna hear from me. Like right now I can take some breaks. But I
yeah,
know the more I put myself out there, it's no time for breaking. So I appreciate you, the time that you have shared with me, the advice that you've given, the fan appreciation. Dre, I pray that this music industry moves the fuck on out the way and let you straight on in. Okay. Like, cause we waiting to hear more songs like Anticipation, you know. So
thank you.
do you feel like singing a little bit or no? You can tell me no, it don't matter.
I'm gonna say no at the moment. Just my voice is gone.
I know. Look, I asked you. I told you that at the beginning. I was like, I know you've been singing like nonstop. Okay,
Yeah.
but that little clip you gave don't matter. That's all
Yeah.
right. That's all I need. So, Dre, as we are closing out, is it anything that you want the fans to know? You want to talk straight to your fans? I can give you the floor to tell them all about you, anticipation, and the appreciation you have for them.
Yeah, I would just say thank you for showing up. And not even in the physical realm. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking that time. Thank you for dropping the comment. Thank you for the ones that dropped the comment and let me know that you don't like it. Thank you for taking that time to even just give me that time of day towards me. Um, I appreciate the fact that I was on your mind enough for you to let me know. Um, I have so much more coming, and I just, if you can, please come to a live show. I appreciate y'all loving the music, but I'm better in person. So, um, just God keep you and God bless, because I couldn't do this without y'all, and I hope to meet every single one of y'all, and actually deliver my message the way it's meant to be meant to be delivered, um, through my music in person. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the talented Dre Scott, the hustler, the motivational speaker, the healer, the music lover, the man that does not give up. Okay. I want to
Oh,
give a special shout out to Dre's fans. I'm included, and the background singers and your musicians. I want to give them shout outs as well because they be in there playing the background music as well. We couldn't have all of this without the
yeah.
people that have band together. Again, shout out to Quinn. Quinn, thank you so much for making everything connect. You guys, Dre is on all these platforms. He's a lot like me. I don't think Dre is that active on social media, but
I gotta
you
get
can.
better.
No, listen, I'm the same way. But if you guys want to know, anticipation, the video drops on Monday. Is it a particular time, Dre? Or is it just dropping
It's
flat
just
out?
dropping Monday like 12:01 on Monday.
Okay, so guys, check out the video. Check out all of his music, not just this single that's dropping. And like you said, come take a peek in at this concert so Dre can just throw himself, his voice, and everything. We can get a glimpse of those background singers that's gonna sing. I have a feeling that you put on a damn good show, Dre. So I'm gonna
Thank
keep
you.
my eye out for Chicago. I'll be the one with the biggest smile acting like we the best of friends. I'm like, yeah, that's Dre right there. So Dre, honestly, I really want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for coming back. I want to thank you for believing in me. I just don't think that you would be back if you didn't. And that means so much to me. You just don't know. So one day I'll get this shit together. I'm so sorry that you get to see this black screen and the frozen face. Let me put the frozen face up for me to say goodbye. I want to thank all of the listeners who have shared, who have listened. I mean, I couldn't do this without y'all either. So from two people, Dre and Keisha, we want to thank you all for listening
Yes.
to Put Your Phone Down podcast. We want you to share and like Dre's new single. And if any one of y'all get pregnant, y'all better invite Dre to them baby showers because this
Period.
song will warm you up. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you again. I'm your host, Keisha, with my special guest, Dre Scott. Be well, everybody. Be well, be well, be well.